Yo, what's up? Name's Jet Leo, and welcome back to some more Super Squid Kid Galaxy. In the last episode, we came here to the final area, the warehouse, as I'm calling it, because there's like boxes and things. Although it's a bit psychedelic because all the boxes and stuff are just floating in the air. But anyways, we cleared the first 3 levels. Time to clear the next 3 levels, and then the end will happen. So, what challenges do you have for me in the last 3 levels, game? Flutters. Oh boy. This is gonna be fun. And I halfway mean that because one of these last levels is an Octoling invasion. And I love those, as you'll know, because I've gushed about them every time, because it's just so genius to train you in single player about a multiplayer level. It's clever, and I approve of it. And I wish more games besides just this one and Black Ops 2, as far as I can think of, did it. Lone guard protecting the key. And no flutters came around the corner, everything's good. Yeah, this ought to be interesting because flutters I don't like because it just insta-kill. So they worry me. So last levels here are Flutter and Octoling invasion, which will be fun because I like those. And then the Octo Striker, an Octo Striker level, which I don't like. So 2 out of the 3 levels in this I don't like. Although I'm not having any trouble this time with this level. Although I do remember that this level gave me trouble because of this maze. Because if they see you, they hunt you down. And you can screw up the pattern by like dragging them in the wrong ways. To where like 2 of them, it'll be the Pac-Man problem. One comes from the left, one comes to the right. And you have no way out of it. This is a fairly complex maze. Although it seems, and dang it, I just realized I forgot to upgrade my fire rate. That would be really helpful in this situation. Oh no. Jump for it. Okay. Man. Just look at this. Okay, never mind. This level is amazing. Because look at that. It's just like, it's pretty much like one square, I think. Like, they reuse, or no, it's 3 squares. Like, they reuse the areas of the map and like have you approach it. So like, from like ground floor where you're running from the spreaders, and then you come up here, and the spreaders are your platforms, and they're how you get around. And there's a lone sniper, and he's got the key. Of course he does. And the key to your strongest minion. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, run. This is what I was worried about. Okay, got the key though. Or I got the key. I've already got the thing open so I can just head back to the rooftops. And bounce my way across. I messed that one up because there was a tiny patch. Just a tiny patch of enemy ink right on the edge, and it slowed me down enough that I couldn't make the proper jump. Dang. Platforming physics, yo. I wanted this balloon. Wasn't important, I just wanted it. Well, I guess because I wanted it, that made it important. And we just walk over and take it. Although there is... There we go. Get a bomb up there and get... Whoa! It's a good amount. I didn't notice that on my first playthrough, so I missed out on those. What was that, like 20, 25, 30? It's a pretty solid amount of upgrade spheres. Which I should really spend while I'm sitting here thinking about it. Alright. Yep. And then let's work on upgrading the bombs. Even though I never really use those because they don't do enough damage to the single player enemies. And most of the single player enemies are in the air. So like you can't really hit somebody with a grenade if they're floating above the ground. The blast radius isn't big enough, and like even if you do hit them at the edge, it doesn't do enough damage. And now my favorite map in the single player, the multiplayer. Thank you, I can English. It makes me sad. How many times have I said that in just this recording session? Which is every episode after 2. Because for some reason I recorded just the first two and was like, I don't want to do any more today. And then I come here today and I'm just like, I'm going to go ahead and record the rest of the game because it's not that long. And it's not. Alright. I think we're trying to go over here now. So for once it's not just getting to the enemy spawn, I guess, because of the way this map is. Because this map, I love this map's design, it's so neat. Yeah, of course this is a simple scroll. Because you have to go over it. But I love this map's design the most, because it's like, you have like this neutral front lower area that we're in. Where like all the fighting happens. Where like the spawns are just right there. Everybody's fighting for this neutral access, but then you go up and there's this back area that's like just as important to take control of as the avenue of attack out of the spawns. And it's neat because it means there's multiple areas of power struggle. As opposed to it just being like if like both of the spawns are on the opposite ends of the map, it's just fighting for the middle. But this means that there's loads of areas to fight from, because do you want to control everything out of the spawns and like push them in spawn and hold them there, or do you want to sit there and dedicate your people to holding this massive area in the back here that's worth a lot of turf, but you leave the front part near the spawns undefended because everyone's back here. Unless you've got someone like me with an arrow spray who's just like, hey, guess what, I have an arrow spray and I can paint this whole area alone in a few seconds. It just depends. I love Splatoon. There's so much strategy in the multiplayer. And the single player, as you can see, and as I've said many times, I love so much. Like, this is probably the gushiest Let's Play I've done, because I'm pretty sure every episode I have said I love this game for X reason. A 12,000-year-old fossil of a creature with an odd internal skeleton. Its small skull indicates the creature was likely primitive with little intelligence. This specimen appears to have been fossilized in the middle of some kind of ritual. Even though it's really funny, this is part of the dark backstory, because notice that 12,000-year-old fossil. 12,000-year-old fossil. Yeah. Makes you wonder what happened. Except that it doesn't, because you're too busy playing Super Squid Kid Galaxy or owning fools in the multiplayer. Another Octo Striker. Yep. We already had a Octoling invasion of this stage. It's like, that makes me sad to think about. Like, some partially missed potential they could have taught you about every multiplayer stage in the game. If they'd have had the, or not, well, yeah, not every stage, but quite a few of the game stages, if they had had you have different stages for the Octo Strikers and then the Octoling invasion. Because that would have been 8 total, I think, because they started on World 2. So we could have had 8 total multiplayer stages for you to learn. I forget how many there were in the base game before the DLCs started happening. But it wasn't much more than that, so they could have covered pretty much every stage in the game. If they had wanted, but they didn't for some reason, and I don't quite understand why. Oh well. Too late for that. And another sunken scroll. Like, for someone who's not going for these, I'm getting quite a few. But I mean, if it's there, take it. It's like loot in a dungeon crawler. Like, why would you not grab every piece of loot in, like, Diablo if you had the inventory room for it? Or, like, even if you didn't, just get loads of portal scrolls and just go back and sell everything. Final checkpoint. I hate that. I just noticed that that's a mechanic. Whenever you hit the Octo Striker, he backs out of range instead of just moving slowly. If you hit him, it knocks him back. Which means that you can't just like one stream him, just roll up and hit him. Just rapid fire, gun him down. But nope. He flies out of the way, so you have to sit there and follow up. Which is really annoying. Alright. Oh, my beloved Judd, it seems the day has finally come. This capsule is designed to remain cryogenically sealed for 10,000 years. Goodbye, my perfect little kitty cat. May your meows echo through the ages. And that's the backstory of how Judd came to judge the contests, I guess. He was cryogenically sealed, and he was like, I'm gonna wear a tuxedo, be the coolest cat in the world. I'm a tuxedo cat. Got all the little guys, just the Great Zapfish to go. Gotta get to the launcher. Like this. It would have been faster to just do the jump instead of actually crossing the gap from the bottom. Alright. So like I said, we're gonna do this next episode. Let's finish this Enter the Octobot King. But we're gonna do that next episode. First, I'm going to BM a little bit and be like, no, this is my UFO. This is mine. I painted the whole thing. See, that makes it mine. But anyways, this has been Gently One. I'll see you next time as we finish this and take on the Octobot King. See you then.